Good morning, my lovely people. Da 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 da. Well, good morning, everyone. A few people joining us. Hello, 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 and hello. Um, More controversy. We got more controversy to talk about. Apparently, I'm becoming a controversial figure, which is awesome. Um, I guess some people are noticing me, and they're saying interesting things, and I'm having it's glorious. Um, hey, peacemakers, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me, Doug Ingram. Hello, John Harrington. Hello, good morning, John. Brandon Lindquist, North Dakota. Love North Dakota. I need to get back into North Dakota at some point in time. Hello, Brandon. Carol Mazuza. Hello, Crystal Church. Good morning, everybody. So I made a video recently where it seems to be striking a nerve with people, and I'm having fun. It's fun. Okay, just so I understand that I don't get rattled or upset when people disagree with me. I really don't. I welcome people who have a different opinion, or maybe I'm missing something, and I'm happy to learn. I really am. I'm happy to learn. I love to learn. I love to be wrong about things. There are just certain things. If I was wrong, I'd be happy about being wrong. But anyway. So here it comes to is about dealing with trauma in your life, dealing with negative things that have happened to you. And something that people keep bringing up is this idea that ignoring your problem is suppressing your problem. Okay, here's my question. Okay, what is it exactly that's being suppressed? All right, so you have these feelings, you have a negative experience, right? And let's say that, yeah, and that sometimes it's so traumatic that your brain just says, okay, we can't deal with this, and then it hides it from you in your subconscious. And then but it keeps reminding you of what happened, but without explaining what happened. This is the idea of suppression: is that you've got these things that you've experienced, and you're pushing them away, you're hiding them away. There's somehow they get packaged up, this deep, dark, horrible, terrible thing, and it gets put back in the back of your mind, and it's controlling and manipulating everything you're doing, but you're not aware of it. That's the idea of a suppressed feeling: is that you have a feeling, but you're not identifying it, which is interesting. And there's been some studies about all this. And I can see the value of going in and trying to find those things, right? Which I get. But I really feel like one of the things that we do is that we start kind of creating. In our quest to look for problems, we think that there's a problem. We think that the reason we're broken is because something happened to us way back then, and so we got to go back and find it. This is the idea. It came from the Freudian school of thought: is that all the trauma, everything is manipulated, controlling you right now, happened when you're in your childhood, right? And all these horrible things happen, terrible things, and your brain's hiding them from you, and they're causing you to all these. It's the cause of all your problems. And so now I want you to think about that. Just think about it. Just take a moment and think about this idea of suppressed feelings, suppressed traumas, right? Okay, so literally what they're saying is that you've had trauma that you're not aware of, but your subconscious is aware of it, but it's just not sharing it with you because somehow it's part of your brain is keeping it from the other parts of your brain. Wrap your head around that one. All right. So the shadow self. Yes, exactly. Um, the question is there really truly a shadow self? And if that is the shadow self, and I'm not, no, look, I'm not being critical. I'm just let's explore this idea. This is what I'm talking about. Let's explore these concepts. That's what we're doing. Here's one. Here's my problem. Just a side note. Um, um, One of the things I think that we've lost in society, in ourselves, in as people, human beings in general, is we've lost the ability to communicate because we think that every communication is a confrontation for some reason. We think that if somebody disagrees with us, that we take it as a personal attack, and it's like, oh, how dare you? Oh, rah, rah, rah. We start, all of a sudden we're like, rah, how dare you disagree with me? Blah, blah, blah. And then we stop listening to each other because we're, you know what I mean? We stop listening to each other. That's my problem with having a discussion. And here's the thing is that people will bring something up to me and I just ask a question. I don't argue with people. I want to have a conversation with people about whatever it is. So if they disagree with me, I just ask questions to fully clarify what it is that they're saying to me. And in so doing, just asking questions, I've had people get mad at me and throw a fit, which is weird. I'm just asking what I want to understand what you're thinking, right? So I'll ask questions. So anyway, and often we call this the devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate. Hold on a second. My wife's calling. Hello, you're on the air with me. How are you, dear?
Doing fine.
Good deal.
Realize you were on what?
Yeah, I'm on live. Hanging out with my friends this morning. We're chatting.
Oh, cool.
So where are you at? What are you doing?
I'm in New Hampshire,
Yeah,
driving around, talking to people and looking at houses.
nice. Anything exciting going on?
No.
All right.
Well, I will let you get back to your live.
All right. I'll call you back when I'm done. Love you, dear.
Okay. Love you too. Bye.
Goodbye. There you go. I didn't want her. She's lived my life. I wanted to talk to her. She's up working in New Hampshire, and so we haven't seen her for a couple of days. And tried to call her earlier, and she did pick up because I assumed she was probably taking a shower or something. And so she called me back, and so I wanted to talk to her. I hope you guys don't mind. Love that woman. So anyway, so when we have conversations and you ask questions, people still we just don't know how to communicate. We just yell at each other. We just throw crap at each other, and it's stupid. It's really stupid the way we communicate anymore. Um, and this is why I think we get all this animosity. Is because it's like, how dare you disagree with me? And it's crazy. Let people disagree with you. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. Is if you think that you already know everything, you can't learn anything. You're never going to expand your horizons. You're never going to meet new people. You're not going to do anything. You're going to be stuck. And you're going to get stuck with your cognitive bias. You think that the way you see the world is the only way to see the world, and then you're unwilling to explore or entertain other options, other ideas, and that becomes a problem. That becomes a problem for you when you do that, because it's very prideful to think that you know everything. And how can you as a human being know anything? Because we don't. We are limited in our capacity to comprehend everything that's going around us. Think about that. It's a very small part of reality that we are actually even privy to. And even that is distorted. All right. Just so you know this is what I want to share with the world is we have no idea what we're doing. Most of us have no idea what we're doing, right? But we're making up stuff and we're throwing things out there and hoping for the best. That's pretty much it. So anyway, so here's my guy. So let's go back to suppressed feelings, suppression. And here, please understand, I've not been through therapy. I have not had to deal with that. And again, I don't do this as like, oh, look at me, I'm better than you. That's not what I mean by this at all. I've been very fortunate, and a wonderful life. I've had difficult things have happened. I've been through traumatic experiences, but I think I've found a healthy way to deal with things. And because of that, I want to share that with other people. I want to share with what I've experienced with other people so that you can have a healthy experience in your life. So you can deal with difficult situations. So you can deal with the craziness of life. Okay, that's another call I want to take. I got hold on. Let me just turn my phone off. Okay. But I just, I make a positive video, and most people take it for what it is. But I always get the one person who's like, "Oh, you're telling people to suppress their feelings." That is not what it is. But let's think about this. So I asked the question, well, what is it then? Okay, so you got these negative things that you're keep thinking about all the time. You're always thinking about them. They're always just present there, and it's driving you nuts, and it's unhealthy. So then I would ask, well, do I believe in Jesus? Yes, I am a Christian. I'm a believer in a higher power. I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. In case you're wondering, yes. And I've had people who've asked me about that, and yet I'm still willing to explore science and nature and get these things that in existentialism. And they're like, well, how do you do this as a God believing individual? Well, I believe that if you have true faith in God, that you're not concerned about the truth at all. In fact, if you truly have faith in God, then you're excited about the truth, whatever it is. But going in and understanding that as you're exploring the truth, that you may not fully comprehend everything that you're learning. So there's times when you come across something you think, oh, this contradicts what I believe in God. Well, you have to stop and think, well, first of all, do you fully comprehend what it is that you're looking at? And second of all, do you have fully comprehend God? So you have to question your doubts, as I've heard it explained. But if you truly have faith, in which I do, I have faith in God. And as such, I'm not worried about science. I'm not worried about studying history and philosophy and science. It doesn't bother me if something comes along and it disagrees with what I may believe about God or things. But the thing is, you have to think of it in the way I do. You don't have to think; you can think of it however you want. But the way I see it, is that as you're presented information, you always have your basic idea of what you see the world. That's how we all see, trying to make sense of everything that's going around us. And we're trying to fit it in, and we like to put everything in order and make it all make sense. Well, then something comes along and it doesn't make sense to us. We don't fully comprehend what's going on, and we think that this is a challenge to our beliefs. And in reality, it should strengthen your testimony. Let me stop. Let me give you a good example. I know you've heard that old story. They have 9 blind men standing around an elephant. They don't know what an elephant is, and they're just being introduced to an elephant. So all 9 of them are touching a different part of the elephant, and so one of them is holding the tail and says, "Oh, this is a rope. This is a rope that's frayed at the end." And then the guy at the trunk. He goes, "No, this is like a medium-sized tree. What are you talking about? This isn't a rope." And then another guy's on a leg. He's going, "A medium-sized tree? This thing's a huge tree. What are you talking about?" Right? And so anyway, they're talking, and then one's holding in the ear, and they're all complaining. They're all arguing about who's got what part, what this elephant is because they're all having a different experience with this elephant. Um, and I often like to think about when I first heard that story, the idea behind it. The thing that they're trying to teach you is that you don't that we all perceive things differently. We all have a different take on it. But I like to carry it a little bit further, and that is that when we get a piece of information, it's a lot of times it's out of context. It's not, we don't fully comprehend what it is that we're getting. Like when we study, like a good example, we study anthropology, we study our history. You go dig up something and they start finding artifacts. Like right now, they're finding artifacts all over the United States and North America of Egyptian and Hebrew language dating way back before anyone ever thought anybody of that ilk was here. That kind of stuff. So we're finding all these things. Oh, hey, thank you, Remy. That moment when you get in the pearly gates and you realize that God is just Don Rickles. That's funny. That's funny. I wouldn't mind that at all. That would be great. But so you go through life, and if you're always trying to fit everything to fit the way you see the world, then you're making a big mistake. Okay. Because you're shutting yourself off to possibilities. And this is what we've happened with a lot of science, as we say, and religion, and theology, and philosophy, is that we come along and we get something that disagrees with what our original assessment was, and instead of making the adjustments and going, okay, we got to think about this differently, we either just completely reject it and call it an anomaly, and we just ignore it. There's so much of our history that we just ignore, which is kind of silly. It's absolutely ridiculous. But so as I go through life, I'm not afraid to learn the truth. And I'm also not afraid to say I don't fully comprehend what's going on here. I don't understand the whole truth. I don't understand the context. And I don't need everything to fit, because I know I don't have the whole picture. I know that I'm just holding on to one. I know one or two parts of this elephant. I'm going around filling the elephant. I only feel a couple parts of it. I don't have the whole picture. I don't see the whole thing. And I view that from everything I do in life. Everything that I do in life, that's how I view it, is that I don't have all the truth. I don't have all the answers. I do what gets me by. That I'm happy. I'm learning. I'm healthy. I'm open to new ideas. I mean, all this stuff, and that's how you live your life. You just be happy and live and explore and learn. But where we have the conflicts with each other is because people get so set in what they think is the right way to do things, what they think is right. And that's where we have all the anger and the animosity, is that everybody's trying to be right. And when you stop trying to be right and you just want to learn, like, because we say that the man is a measure of all things. And that is true, because we determine what's important in our reality. But when you're humble enough to say, I don't fully understand everything, man, it just opens you up to all kinds of possibilities. But then again, also having faith that it's all going to work out. Anyway, let's go to some. Let's see. It's cool to wear the world like a loose garment. Yes, it is. Yes, that's exactly true. Just, in fact, here's one good challenge. Here's one good challenge I like to share. And I do this when I was in high school. I was in debate, right? And the fun thing about debate is the way it works is that you would study one subject, right? For example, one of the things that we used to debate was fluoride in the water. This is back in the 80s, right? When I was in high school. And so that was the debate. Should we put fluoride in a water supply? And you would have to go in and be able to defend either side, be for or against. It wasn't about what was right so much as debate was about learning how to argue something and how to explore an idea, present the idea, either for or against. And so you never went. You went into your debate round. You didn't know if you were for or against it. You had to have case presented for both sides. You had to be able to present both sides. And what this taught you was how to explore ideas and how to go in, and you may completely disagree with something, but if you can go and entertain the idea and say, okay, if I was defending this, what would I have to say? So if I'm, so you just for the moment, you may disagree with it, but you take the opposite of what you do think, take the opposite and defend it, and then take what you do agree and fight against it, find the holes. And this is how you create a strong understanding of any subject, is by being able to see it from both sides, being able to present both sides, and be able to present both sides with conviction. And when you're able to do that, you see, and this is something I started off early in my life. This is how I viewed everything. Is instead of just looking at it one way, look at it every way, and even try to find ways that aren't necessarily even presented or understood. Try to find different things. Oh, good morning, everybody. That's my son Joshua. Say hi, Joshua.
Hello.
He's a young ladies. He's not married. He has his own business. He's a successful young man. Very proud of him. So if you're ladies, if you're like, how old are you, Josh? 26? Anyway, hey, thank you, Keith Burr. Yeah, they say good morning, Josh. They say good morning. You got fans now.
Good morning. What?
How old are you? 27?
Last night check. Yeah.
26, 27. Everybody, I'm trying to get you a date.
Okay. Thanks.
So if you're in Connecticut, you're 27. He has a dog named Allie.
Yeah, I heard you lie to everyone on the internet the other day that these were your dogs.
Uh-huh. Anyway. So let's see, what are people talking about? Alchemy allows us educators to capture the odd and mystical of the unknown in a world before real, accurate, recorded histories. Yeah. I think there's a resurgence of people studying the old ways, which is pretty cool. Studying alchemy, pretty fascinating stuff. Plants, herbs, their medicinal purposes, weeds, medicinal purpose of weeds. I've got some weeds that I'm letting grow in my yard because I found out they have medicinal purposes. Trust me, I got a lot of weeds. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Erin McCraig, her daughter is same age. Let's set you up.
Okay.
Where are you at, Erin? We're in Connecticut, by the way. We're in Stafford Springs, Connecticut.
Although I think I live in New Hampshire more these days.
Yeah, it's true. He's in New Hampshire more than he is Connecticut anymore. But in fact, here's the thing: if you live in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and you're looking for a job, send me a message because my boy's looking for people to help. And he does mostly these things where when people get insurance on their house, they go and they take pictures of the house for the insurance company so that they have it basically, they know what the house looked like when it first got insured. And so he drives around, and looks at houses all day and takes pictures of them. That's it. So if you have a car, reliable transportation, you live in New England area, you're looking for a job, let me know. We can hook you up. You're an independent contractor, so your time is your own. You get the orders and then you go out and you fulfill them when you can. There's a time constraint. You got to get them done within like 5 days. But you get them done. You get paid for doing it. So I don't know. Send me a message. Yeah, we do Vermont as well. Yeah, or well, they want us to do Vermont, but they want him to do Vermont. But he's got so much work that he can't take on any more work until he gets more people. So, Pagan from Sweden. Hello, Bulus. Oh, this is a cool name. I got to see it. Bulus Abuchaya. That's a cool name. I'm sure I butchered it. But hello. Thank you for joining us. A Satanist Baptist? What? I'm not sure if I missed something there. Satanist Baptist? That is an odd. That's an odd one. But yeah, we are living in a fascinating time. It's a fun time. It's a fun time to be alive, as I've said before. Sure, there's a lot of weird, scary, crazy things going on, but that's we're built for excitement and adventure. We are. That's what. I mean, think about it. Think about this. We were designed to be able to run away from saber-toothed tigers and bears and stuff. We are not apex predator as physically, but what we are is mentally we're apex. We're the most because we use our brains and we can create tools and we're amazing. But anyway, here's the thing: is we're like I said. Okay, I already showed that one. Hey, here we got somebody from Portugal. Yes, that was a fun video. Also misunderstood. This is another video misunderstood by people, and it's really funny to me. It's really funny to me. But yeah, you know what? Life is weird. We don't fully comprehend it, and so why get upset about any of it? Just, I mean, within reason. You know what I'm talking about. Interesting. But yeah, it's a fun, exciting time. So anyway, let me go back to if you go. Okay, here we are also in Connecticut. If you ever want to paint and laugh, let us get you a free class because you're awesomeness. Differentstrokes.com. I married the owner, and I could paint, so I could paint for free. That's cool, Sarah. Hey, I know a lot of people who love for less. That sounds like fun. Different Strokes differentstrokesma.com. That sounds like fun. I'll have to take you up on that. I did a painting with a gal. It was so much fun. It was we stopped and visited her in New York. She had a painting studio, Kayla, and we painted there and had a lot of fun and enjoyed it immensely. Those things are fun. Those if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're seeing this, so what it is it's a class you take, and some of them I've seen. I have a friend who does them for superheroes, where you can paint superheroes. But anyway, but you go in, they provide all the paint and everything, and kind of an outline for you to paint. But they teach you how to paint. They teach, and you at the end of the day you paint something, and you just have fun doing it, and it's enjoyable. And but they have classes to teach you how to paint, and there's different levels. There's some that are like basic, and then so they get more advanced. So it's like Bob Ross in person, and sometimes they have like food and adult beverages and whatnot. So they're fun. They're fun. You want to get outside your shell? Go do one of these. Go check one of these guys out. Probably some locally. Here we go. Yeah, people think that they're so smart and they can mistake my kindness for weakness. I get this a lot. I get this. I get people who think that if you're a nice person, you're a pushover. No. I've helped people. I've helped a lot of people. Some people probably helped them too much. But no, yeah, don't ever, don't do that. Just be nice to people. Mississippi, hello. Here's a great one. Thank you. Last year I almost quit after 15 years, but with Rodney's advice, I went on a worldly adventure and ready to start back up. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome of you. I'm glad that you found your passion, because we're only here. This is it. This is the life that we got, the one that you're living. You only get this once. You get one shot at this, and get out there and live. This is what I'm trying to tell people. This is my vision, is that don't let this world get you down. Don't let your negative feelings drag you down. Just go live your life. Go have fun. And sure there's horrible things going on around the world, but being miserable isn't going to change anything. Being miserable isn't going to fix anything. You aren't smarter because you're depressed. You aren't smarter because you're sulking about the evils of the world. It doesn't make you smarter. It just means you're finding an easy way out. It's like, oh, that's what you're doing. Stop doing that. Start living your life. Start having some fun. Take responsibility for it, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy other people. Help other people enjoy their lives. Get outside yourself. That's what I'm saying. Beautiful fallish morning here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Thank you. I love to listen while working, planting good mental seeds to start my day. Thank you, Lynette. Thank you. That's what it's all about. I think this is. I feel like we're building a community here, and I don't know. It sounds cultish. I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to. If I ever started a cult, it would be the most easygoing, unrestricted. It would be the weirdest. It would be the most uncult cult of all cults. It's like the cult of people that don't like cults. That's what I would be. Thank you, Ronnie. You saved my life last month. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. I'm glad that you're still with us, my friend. Thank you. Love and appreciate you. Yeah, the thing is, here in Florida, this man makes every day fun and insightful. Say doing what you're doing. Dope. Thank you. Did you see, did you see that? I'm coming to Florida. Niceville, Florida, October 29th. I'm hosting a music festival. I'm getting contacted. Okay, I'm getting contacted to do more music festivals than I am just about anything else. This has been amazing. I'm in negotiation with 3 others that want me to come and be a part of music festivals, which is freaking awesome. I got to tell you. But yeah, thank you. Where did you come up with the voice you use in your videos? Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so I've mentioned this before, but maybe I'll give you some new insight into this whole thing. The character I play, his name is Leonard McCrunsky. He was designed to do. I was going to do a whole thing. The idea was to. I was still working towards, but was for him to do a TED talk or do a motivational talk. The idea came from the character and the mannerisms comes from my memory of my grandfather when I was a child. He passed away when he was 63 years old. I was about 12 when he died. But when I was younger, and I would go to my grandpa's house, he would have me and my cousin sit down at the kitchen table with him, and he would tell us stories, and he would and things. And here's the thing: is that he was mostly drunk. He was an alcoholic, so he was just kind of just meandering about things, and he was just very funny. He was really funny. And as I got older, I had an experience was at a comedy show and I was tired, and so I thought, oh, I'm just going to do the show as my drunk grandfather, and so I started doing it, and the voice kind of came along different. It was more he was he was more like a Foster Brooks, if you're familiar with Foster Brooks. He was more kind of like that, but in his own little weird way. And so as I started developing the character, because I didn't really, I really wasn't, I didn't want to be another Foster Brooks. I love Foster Brooks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. He's very funny. He was one of my favorites as a kid. And part of that was because he reminded me of my grandfather. But there was more to my grandfather than just being like that. But so so I started working on the character, and then one day I came across a self-help video by a friend who's a life coach kind of guy, and that's when I thought, that's it. That's my drunk grandfather as the world's worst motivational speaker. And then I also kind of added the twist of being a little more naive to the world, not stupid by any means. And this is one of the misconstrued things I've seen people say, that somehow I'm making fun of people with mental disabilities, and that is not at all in any way, shape, or form what I'm doing. This character is sort of a if you're familiar with the concept of drunken master. If you know what I'm saying. So the idea of the character is that he's somewhat naive, or at least you perceive him to be a naive. The idea is that you, as the watcher, aren't judging him the way you would normally judge others. Somehow it disarms you because there's something wrong. There's something going on with this guy. What's the deal? And so you don't feel threatened by him. And then you start listening to him and go, what is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this dude? And then about the time you've got that, you're trying to figure that part out, then all of a sudden he delivers a message to you that you weren't expecting to get. And he points out something that you already agree with. You already know this. I mean, I don't see anything you haven't already heard. Every single message I've ever shared, you can go find these same messages everywhere. They're everywhere. They've been in part of philosophy, and they're everywhere. But by presenting it the way that I do, amazing things happen with this character. And so, but he's developed over time. So it's sort of I also kind of looked at it as like really the idea is he's like a 12-year-old kid trying to if you've ever seen Mr. Bean, I saw an interview with Rowan Atkinson where they asked him what's the inspiration for Mr. Bean? And he literally said, he said that he's a 10-year-old in an adult's body. It's like a 10-year-old just woke up and he's in an adult's body. That's the idea behind Mr. Bean, is just this very naive way of looking at the world. And I thought that was brilliant. And that's when I started thinking, okay, so sort of this combination of my drunk grandfather, memories of him, and then this idea of Mr. Bean, a 10-year-old in an adult's body. So then I thought, okay, so that's it. So it's just so I really took myself back to my last memories of my grandfather. I was 12 years old. And so I started thinking, okay, so what was I like at 12 years old? And I remember giving a presentation in junior high, I guess that'd be about 6th grade. And I remember sitting there watching everybody give their presentations. And, when you're in 6th grade and you're trying to say just the right things, you're just kind of mechanical and you're just saying the words, right? And so I started thinking about that, and I thought, that's it. That's me. So it's me at 12 years old, being influenced by my drunk grandfather as being the how to present yourself to the world. So I'm a 12-year-old trying to do that, and then sharing that is what a character is. And it's been fun. It's been a blast, because every time I make a video, I learn more about the character himself. Like I had one time I was doing a video, and you can go back and find it. I think it was right at the beginning of the whole pandemic thing. And I was making a video about how to deal with having to stay at home and stuff. And as I'm making the video, I started coughing like really hard. I started coughing really hard, just for whatever reason. And my first thought was, oh, okay, I got to do this video over again. But then as I'm going along, I started realizing, no, this is not what Leonard would do. Leonard doesn't care. Leonard just doesn't care at all about this stuff. And he doesn't care how he's presented, doesn't care if he looks good, or none of that's important to this dude. And so I finished up the coughing and then just went right back into the video. I didn't mention the coughing at all. I just went on. And it was fun. And it was probably the single, if you go back and watch that video, that is the video where really I fully kind of comprehended and started to understand who Leonard was. And it was a lot of fun. So that's the story behind Leonard. And he continues to surprise me every time I go into character. Oh, going in and out of character is fun. I enjoy it. If you ever come to my stand-up show, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm in and out of character all the time. What books do I recommend? As a Man Thinketh is a good one, by James Allen. Marcus Aurelius Meditations is another one. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is a good one. And not just, and when you say rich, I don't mean just about money. It's just a healthy way of thinking about life. Because rich is more than just money. It's how to have. That would be my recommendation. And of course, the Bible. Read the Bible. What do I do in my free time? Well, I haven't had much free time in the last few years because I've been traveling quite a bit. I mostly work on cars, probably the biggest thing. But I am trying to learn. Here's my new thing. I want to. Jack Public, Illusions. Yes, this was. I read this book, Illusions by Richard Bach, when I was in high school. That's a great book. I love that book. This is a good book. What's this? I can tell that you have helped me through Spirit. Hey, thank you, Chris Lloyd. Again, a lot of this is just look. I'll be honest with you. When I started doing this character, I got a lot of criticism from friends, mostly from other comedians. It's and part of the reason one friend told me, he said, "Look, you're a really smart guy, and when you're doing this character, people are getting the wrong impression about who you are." And I understood it as a compliment. I took it as a compliment. He's saying, "Look, you're really smart," and almost like you're saying, you don't need to dumb yourself down to people. And I get it. I understand. I understand what he's saying. But what I find with the character is that he's disarming in that respect, in that he gets you to stop analyzing. He gets you to stop thinking. He gets you to stop and listen. And it's in that moment. It's in that moment of bliss where you're not thinking that you learn. When you're able to let go of your ego, and with that character, I can help people let go of their ego for a moment. And that's really the idea behind it all. So, but yeah, have fun, man. Okay? Let's show this. For hours. Oh, thank you, Canada. That's very nice of you, Deb. I appreciate it. It's a good character if I've ever seen one. Yeah, it's I think the biggest thing is that like I said, the fun thing is that I feel like he's still growing. There's a character arc, to Leonard, and I'm having fun. I'm hoping we're going to make a movie about Leonard, and I've had many people have approached me about it, talked about it, but nothing has come of it yet. But I'm sure at some point in time something will. Needs out of his. Yeah. Whatever. Thanks. I don't want chicken lunch last 10 a.m. Oh, Drew Couture. If anybody knows Drew, go follow Drew. Drew's a good dude, and he loves chicken lunches and enchiladas. He makes really great chicken enchiladas. I've stopped and visited with Drew, and he made me and my wife, Tressa, chicken enchiladas, and he made us some shirts that I still wear. But chicken enchilada, go check out my friend Drew. He makes salsa too. I don't know if Drew, if you're still making the salsa. Okay. Johnny. Yes. Okay. Here we go. You should be a Hallmark movie as Santa or something. That is fine. I actually have a script idea where I was going to do this. I was actually starting to put it together, but it kind of fell through. But my idea was that the movie starts off right, and somebody they've kidnapped somebody, and they have him in a chair. They got a hood over his face, right? He's tied up, and they're basically saying, "Hey, we know that you can sneak through customs, you can get through borders, and you can and all this stuff, and so we want to use you, to basically smuggle diamonds and all kinds of nefarious things throughout the world." And they're trying to basically intimidate him, and then you realize it's Santa Claus. So they're trying to get Santa Claus to join organized crime, and Santa just kind of sits there and he's kind of amused by this whole thing. And then he starts dressing them all down because he knows them individually. So he starts talking about them and their childhood and where they went wrong with their lives, and this is how he defeats them. And so that's the opening of the movie, and then the elves show up and he's able to escape. And but it's Santa as a crime fighter, as a superhero. I believe there was a comic book series of Santa Claus as a superhero, and I wouldn't mind finding those. But yeah, I would love to do movies as Santa Claus. I would enjoy that, Johnny. I would enjoy that immensely. I would love to do that. So okay, I don't need Will Ferrell to play as the guy to play it. No, I'll just do it. I don't. You don't need someone else to play my character. I'm already the character, and I'm good at the character. I appreciate your sentiment, though. Is there a chicken enchilada song? No, but there should be. I love chicken enchiladas. I don't know how to play. I've had this for many years, and I have no idea how to play that. I lost my mom and dad in less than 30 days 2 months ago. Oh my goodness, dear. I'm so sorry. So sorry. In separate situations, I needed you, and you snapped me out of that. Thank you. Life is beautiful. Yes, I'm sure your parents want you to be happy. They don't want you to be miserable. They want you to be happy. How do you honor them? Be happy. Live a good life. Live a good, happy life. That's how you honor your parents. That's how you honor those who have passed on, is live a good, happy life. Say, my life was better because you were in it. That's what it's about. Oh, what's this? Water Tower did a chicken enchilada wrap. Sounds like fun. We'll have to find it. We'll have to find it. Anyway, I got okay here. Oh, I got to tell you about this before I get updates on a few things. Okay, first of all, so you guys might have seen is I got this air conditioning system sent to me by Mr. Cool, and it's like it doesn't have any ducts. It's because it's the ones that have like the individual units in the rooms, and the reason I bring this up is that I haven't had time, or because you kind of need help. It's a 2-man project, but I haven't had the other person to help because Tressa and my boy are always working, right? Anyway, so friends who are now friends, they live not far from here. Ginger and Ken, or Michael. She kept calling him Ken and Kenneth Michael. Anyway, Ken and Michael, and and Ginger came yesterday and started helping with it. We had to put down a cement slab for the unit to sit on, the main unit to sit on. And we started installing the individual units. They came and helped me yesterday, and I can't thank them enough. They're awesome. Also, more dates have been added. Let me find this. Okay, so we've got, coming up in Dallas, August 24th, I'm going to be at Hyenas. So this 49 Franklin, Rumford, Maine, I'm going to be there. But in addition to that, Saturday night, August 6th, I'm going to be in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at McHugh's Comedy Club in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'll be getting that posted here shortly. I'm also going to be at City Winery on August 3rd. Is that right? August 3rd. So Wednesday night, August 3rd in Boston. Those 2 dates just got added. August 3rd in Boston, City Winery, and August 6th, Saturday, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So that's what's going on. Hopefully I can get my truck running today so I can take some stuff to the dump. You guys have been lovely. Thank you for joining me. We'll do this again another time. Thank you kindly for everybody who's donated. Thank you everybody who has been going to the website right there and being so kind as to hire me to do videos for you and purchase merch and just check up on what I'm doing with the shows. You've been wonderful. I hope you have a most wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll do this again. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. So I'm trying to figure out a good time to do this. I might start doing. I would love to have a morning radio show, a morning show. Maybe I'll just start doing that, and talk about life, talk about what's going on in the world, and basically give a positive spin on the world these days. I would love to do that. So anyway, you guys have been fantastic. You've been wonderful. You're beautiful people. Have a super freaking awesome day.